Hi Taurus, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is your collective finance reading. Now, as this is collective, not everything will resonate, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check out your other placements where you're likely to find a message in there. You will find all the placements in my playlists, so feel free to check those out whenever you are ready. Now, as always, this is a timeless reading, so whenever it falls into your feed is likely to be when it's relevant for yourself. Right, so let's get straight into your reading. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for Taurus, for the current financial situation you want to discuss and anything that they can do to help themselves? Okay, so your overall energy we have is the Ace of Wands, and that's in the reverse. Now, the Ace of Wands here is very much suggesting to me that either you're out of work or you're not making money work for you. It could also be that you might not be putting a lot of effort into your work. Because normally when it's in the upright, it's very much that money is a result of hard work. You make your money work for you. You tend to do a lot of things to maximise your money. You know, it generally symbolises that you've got a lot of passion and a lot of drive for your job. So you're putting a lot of effort into it and you're getting recognised. When it's in the reverse, it's suggesting that you might not necessarily be doing that. So could potentially be out of work. Now, this came up in the Aquarius reading as well. So I'm not sure if you have Aquarius in your placements. You might want to check that out. But yeah, very much the overall energy of potentially not having the finances that you want. You know, not really having enough to do anything with. Now, in your current energy, we have a Nine of Wands. Now, this is suggesting that you may have invested into some kind of risky ventures. You may not have invested enough of your time or energy into certain things, so you may be lacking in skills. It's very much... It could simply be that you haven't had the money to invest into anything too. It's very much suggesting that you may have lost some money somewhere, or you may have lost some time and some energy, or that you haven't really been invested, you haven't put yourself, like you haven't invested yourself into something that you've got passion and drive for, that is going to help you create money. It could very well be that maybe you're in a job that you don't like, so you don't put much effort into it. Maybe you don't have the passion and the drive to make it work for you, so you don't see the point. Let's face it, how many of us at the minute have got jobs at the moment where the pay rise isn't coming in, so people just think, what is the point? Why should I put a lot of effort in when I'm not going to be rewarded for it? It could be that you're in that kind of mindset. It does suggest to me, though, like I say, I think you may have lost some money, and that could be why you're not making money work for you. Maybe you've done something a little bit risky with the finances. Maybe you've put them into something and it just kind of didn't really work out. Maybe you've been scammed thinking you were buying something and then you've lost your money that way. It does feel to me very much like you've tried to invest in something big as well. Maybe you've gone to buy a car and then you've realised after you've purchased it that you bought it from a dealer that wasn't particularly great, and then you've ended up finding out it might have been a stolen car and you've had it taken off you. Maybe the engine's blown up and you've had to, it costs more to get it fixed than what the car's worth. Maybe you've gone to buy a house and the sale's fallen through. Maybe you've invested in some stocks or shares and then the price has plummeted. Maybe you've even thought that you're buying a property overseas, a nice holiday home, and then you found out you've been scammed. You could have even been catfished. These sort of things happen at the minute. But yeah, it does suggest to me that money that you thought you were wisely investing in whatever it was that you thought would be a good investment, as you may have lost it. Like I say, it could simply be a job. Maybe you've put your time and your energy into trying to get a promotion. Maybe you've been doing a lot of things to develop, and then the job's been passed to somebody else, so you feel like it was a waste of your time. Now, to clarify, we have a Page of Swords. We also have a Four of Swords and the Justice. So they've all come out in the reverse. The Page of Swords is very much suggesting to me that you're not even looking at how you can improve. You are very much, it's like you've given up investing your energy or your time into looking at improving your finances. So again, it could be that you've lost money, you don't know how to recover it. It could be if you're in a workplace, maybe you've given up putting in the effort to try and get any further because you just feel like it's dead end. But yeah, very much suggesting that you're not even looking at any other options. We have a Four of Swords in the reverse. Now that's telling me that you've stopped investing into yourself as well. So to me, it feels very much like it could be, related to a job potentially. But it could be that you no longer have the money to invest into yourself. Certain things might need a bit of money, courses, online courses, self-help, self-improvement, even some relaxation things can, cost a bit of money. Face masks, spa days, just things that you do for yourself to help you chill out can cost a little bit of money. And it is very much suggesting that you're not taking the time to invest into yourself. Now, it could also be that you've spent a lot of time and energy working really hard, that you've no longer got the energy to invest into yourself, and that's why you've stopped. You may have completely worn yourself out. You realise that it's not getting you anywhere, but you don't have the energy anymore to look after yourself very much. And then we have the Justice in the reverse. Now, the Justice card is telling me that that you don't really, when opportunities come along, you don't necessarily investigate them to see how risky they are. So this, again, can go along with the notion of, losing money out. You may have jumped to something thinking that it looked really good, and then you've lost your money that way because you weren't looking around. So where we got this Page of Swords, it could very well be that you just didn't look at the risks involved. You didn't feel the need to look at any alternatives to make money because you figured that, whatever this opportunity is going to do you some good, and you're just going to get it. And it's just kind of not really happened. It's been, there was potentially some dishonesty there. Definitely things being unfair, things falling apart, things being very, very risky. And it could have made you lose money. Again, if it's something to do with career progression and you've been putting in a lot of work, it could just be that, you haven't considered the risks around it, and that there might be a lot of people going for the same positions. And it could be that you feel like that's unfair, or it could even be maybe you've gone for a position against somebody else. Let's say, for instance, the boss's nephew or the boss's son or the boss's daughter, niece, whatever. They've gone for the same job as you, but they don't have any of the skills that you've got. They've only just started working for the company, and they get it over you. Of course, you're going to feel that that's unfair. You're going to feel like, what was the point of putting in all the effort all the time? You put yourself out there. You weren't looking after yourself very well because you were too busy putting the company first. And then you've ran that risk of going against somebody that has got the family connections, even though that's not fair. And it's not fair. People should be getting jobs based on their merits, not on family connections. but obviously that's going to be relevant to some of you. Now, in your challenge position, we have the Knight of Wands. This Knight of Wands is very much suggesting to me that you need to be careful of being impulsive, because impulsiveness isn't going to serve you well in the long term. So maybe you've jumped to something, maybe you've gone after a job really quickly, or maybe you are jumping to things to try and improve your situation. And it could be, like I say, it could just be impulsiveness with investments. Maybe you've put a bet on something. Maybe you tried to take a gamble thinking it was a sure thing, and it didn't really work, and you've ended up losing money that way. So it could be, you know, impulsiveness. If you've got a habit of doing that, then that's clearly something that you need to be careful of. Very much impulsive or impulse buying, seeing something shiny and pretty and going, yeah, I want that, and going for it, can also be a challenge. We have the Seven of Swords here, suggesting that you need to make sure that you're not acting in any kind of underhanded way. You need to make sure that whatever it is you're doing is fair, because otherwise you're going to fall flat on your face with something. I've only just noticed on this particular one, it's got swords for sale. And you've got a man trying to run away with the swords. You know, I've never noticed that actually says swords for sale there. But yeah, I'm very much making sure that you're doing things fair and honestly. So if you're looking at being self-employed, you know, that you declare your tax and national insurance fully. Not tax and national insurance, your income and expenditure fully, you know. If it's something where you're working for family members, making sure that you're working for a fair rate and that you're putting the effort in. Same with working for a company. If you're working for a company, you're getting paid for a job, do the job, don't expect other people to do it. You know, making sure that you're doing things fairly, because otherwise, you know, things are going to happen that you might not like the outcome of, and that is why it's a challenge. But making sure that you're putting in the effort too, to make sure that it's fair. We also have an Ace of Cups. So there are new opportunities around, okay? But you need to be making sure that you're looking at what's being offered, and you make sure that you're taking a careful look at what's being offered, not just jumping into it impulsively, you know, and not necessarily doing anything that is gaining finances in an underhanded way, because that can obviously cause you some issues later on. So not jumping into anything too impulsive, making sure that you put all consideration into it, finding out what it's all about, what's this new money making opportunity about, you know, what are the risks involved, and not doing anything that's high risk. Yeah, so just putting it out there, if it's something where you've got some new money making opportunity that's coming in and it's something that could potentially be illegal, you know, it's going to clearly be high risk and it's not going to be worth it. So, you know, okay, you might make some money from it, but what are the long-term implications? You could end up in jail. You could end up losing your family. You could end up losing your friends. You could end up losing your home. You know, you could lose a lot more than what you could gain from it. So is it really worth it? Probably not, you know. I say probably not. In the long term, no, it's not going to be worth it. And then we have a Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands here is very much suggesting to me that you need to make sure that you're managing your funds. Now, that could be something that you find a little bit of a challenge. That could be why you might try and jump into something. Maybe you feel like you don't have the right amount of funds to manage. And it could be very much where you feel like managing your funds it could be difficult. It could be something where you don't feel you've got enough money. You may not know how to budget properly. It could be something as simple as, you know, you're looking at it and it's just a battle of numbers. I mean, the Five of Wands is very much a battle, you know. It could be very much a bit of a battle to try and balance your books. Maybe you've got more going out than you've got coming in. So trying to manage it and reduce your outgoings down can obviously be a massive challenge. Now, in what is available to help you, we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. So this Page of Swords is very much suggesting that you don't necessarily need to be looking for other ideas to improve your income, because you've already got the ideas there. So that's very much here why, I mean, you've got a Page of Swords there, saying that you're not looking. It's just reiterating, well, you don't necessarily need to look, because there are opportunities that are coming for you. You know, sometimes you could be headhunted, or it could simply be that you already know what it is that you want to do. So there's no point in looking around if you already know what it is you want to do and you've got the skills to do it. Let's get some clarification on that Page of Swords. Okay, so we've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. So the Six of Swords is very much suggesting that you should be learning from what you've got, what's already happened in the past. Very much learning about any investments that you've made in the past, whether that's your time, energy, or money, and making sure that you are definitely learning the lessons from that. It's also suggesting as well that, again, you don't necessarily need to explore different types of investments. When it's in the upright, it's very much you moving forward, exploring options that are in front of you that you can go into. But this is telling me you don't necessarily need to, okay? That potentially opportunities are already in front of you. You just need to take hold of them. We have a Three of Cups. Now that's suggesting that you do need to make sure that you are being fair while you're treating other people. So maybe if you have been picked to the post previously with a promotion, for instance, it's making sure that you're still acting fair around that. Now, usually if something's happened and you've not got something you wanted, it's because something better is on its way to you. You know, so making sure that you're still being very gracious, making sure that you're being kind to people, acting fairly, you know, treating others. Now, this could also be making sure that you're treating family and friends that support you, while, you know, maybe treating them, buying them something if you've got the spare cash to do so. We have a Four of Wands here, which is suggesting that you do need to make sure you are spending time on yourself, whether that is with time, money, energies, whatever it is. You need to be, you know, ploughing that time, that energy, and potentially a bit of money into yourself as well. And that will help you, you know, create that stability and help you achieve what it is you want to achieve that a bit easier. And we do have a Wheel of Fortune as well in the reverse. Now, this is telling me that you don't want to spread your investments too wide. So it's not a case of going, okay, I'm going to do 6 or 7 different part-time jobs, or I'm going to, you know, put myself into different areas. I'm going to do a load of different courses. I'm going to learn a load of new things. This is very much suggesting that you want to kind of shrink it down. If you have found something you want to do, start small. Don't explode with going, I'm going to make X, Y, Z and 50 other million things. Start with investments being small and then build up from there. So if you manage to take this advice, your outcome, we have this Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is very much telling me that you should be making decisions from your head where finances are being regarded. So very much suggesting that, you know, anything that is coming up, you won't necessarily be impulsive on them. You're going to be considering whether it's actually going to be good for you, which is great because it's showing me that you're then, you know, making sure that you're learning from lessons from the past if you've lost money out. But yeah, very much using your head, considering your options, making sure that money's working for you and that you're putting your money into the right places. Let's get some clarification on this. We get some cards for the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups coming out to the side. Now that's saying that your hard work is going to pay off, but it's just going to take a little bit of time to pay off. So it is coming. It is it is going to come out for you, but it's going to take a little bit longer than what you'd hope and what you'd anticipate. But your hard work will pay off for you in the long term. We also have the Death card. Now, the Death card is very much suggesting to me that you need to make sure that you're not too worried. If business feels like it's stuck because it's going slow, you know, with this Nine of Cups, because it's going to take a while to pay off. You know, don't worry, because it is going to pay off. So very much making sure that you are aware that the payoff is going to come. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords here very much telling me that, again, you're going to be making sure that you get clarity on investment opportunities that are coming for you. You're going to be making very good decisions from your head. Very much making sure that you've got the clarity of all the opportunities that are in front of you before progressing with them. So yeah, that's really, really good. Now let's get you an Angel of Abundance Oracle to see what other messages Spirit's got for you. Employment change. So your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So very much, if this is to do with a promotion, you have got one incoming, okay? You are going to have that career change. That's potentially why you don't need to look elsewhere. It is incoming. It's just taking a little bit longer than what you would anticipate or what you wanted. Same as if it is something where you are looking at a new job. You know, you're potentially going to be headhunted. You may already have, you may have gone for an interview that you were successful to, and you just haven't had the outcome to it just yet. So it's definitely suggesting to me that you are going to have some sort of employment change, and that you are going to be, you know, having that success and getting that money that you are wanting. Right, I hope you enjoyed your reading today. If you did enjoy your reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed already, then don't forget to press that subscription. And if you press the notification bell, it will let you know when I do post new content. Good luck, Taurus, with improving your finances, and thank you very much for joining me.